off the cross stitch Christmas, but I've started printing off the charts that I want to do. So as I start going through them and I start them, then I'll start showing you what I'm working on. I've only started one at the moment, which I'll show you what I'm working on. So it's on Dirty again, because I had a load of stash of this Ada 16 count Dirty, and that one you can't make out at all what it is. It's the Prairie Schooler, and it's called Christmas Tree. So it's like a house with a Christmas tree at the side, and it's got Santa on the top, and he's, I don't know, holding a Christmas tree on the roof or something. So it comes to about there, I think. It's not quite an ornament size, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't finish that into an ornament, I think it'd be too big. But I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll figure that out. When I finish some of these things, then I'll worry about what I'm going to do with them as an FFO, but it's so far into my future that I really didn't have to worry about it yet. There are bigger things in life to worry about at the moment with regards to my stitching, like how am I going to get it all done, than worrying about how I'm going to finish them as well. So that's all of those, and there's lots and lots and lots. And I still haven't finished printing them all out. Okay, next, I had the urge, and it doesn't happen very often, but I had the urge to stitch on my Still Life and Street by Escher, the Heaven and Earth. And when I get the urge, this thing is 99 pages. So whenever I get the urge to work on it, I have to take that opportunity and work on it. So for about a week, maybe a week and a half, I stitched solely on this. I didn't do any new starts. I didn't work on any of my other whips. I was just like, I don't know, you know, like those Duracell bunnies. I don't know if you have the adverts in America or anywhere, but in the UK we used to have this advert about a Duracell bunny. I was like that, stitching away on this. I thought I just need to get in as many stitches as I can whilst I'm in the mood to work on this thing. Otherwise it'll never get finished if I ignore it. So I'm going to try not to stand up and just kind of... Well, maybe I'll have to. Hang on, let me try and bend it. Okay, so I'm really happy with how much I've done as well. So I got this page finished, which is about there. So it comes up to about there. So I had quite a lot. I'd had maybe half the page done. So I'd finished the rest of that half. And then I've done nearly another 2 columns on the side. So I'm really happy with that. I think I got in maybe, at a rough guess, 4,500 stitches on it. I was going like the clappers, and I only get to really stitch on this in the evening. But look at that. Look at the variegation in, like, you can tell the building, the, what you call it, like the marks in the building, and then these are books. This is going to be like the corner part of the book. Just look at that, just from 11 colours, to get that kind of detail with only 11 colours, it never ceases to amaze me every time I work on it. I'm just loving it so much, so much. But I could just even look at it, it just looks absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, now it's making me want to work on it again. Whoops. It was just coming along so nicely, I was doing it so quick, and especially with 11 colours, you're not constantly changing your needle, so you just fly through it. I just wish that I would fly through it for a couple of months at a time rather than a week here and there whenever the bloody urge comes, because that would make things a lot easier, because then I'd actually finish. Right, so that's that one. And then the last thing, I had the cross stitcher, what's this, October 2018 issue come through. I like having them through the post because then I can just flick it whilst I'm having a cup of tea. There's a few things in here that I want to do. I won't bother doing a flip through. If anybody wants an actual flip through, let me know. But I'll show you the thing I really dying to stitch. And I'm trying to think of a really nice fabric to do it on. Because it has to be a hand-dyed. Because it's the only way it's really going to stand out. Because it's a silhouette, you'll see in a moment. But I have to find, I don't know, maybe like a nice blue. I don't know, I feel like blue will be too dull. I don't know. Anyway, this is Cinderella's Slipper. Who's it by? I am not prepared at all. Oh, it's designed by Susan Penny and it's 167 by 211 stitches and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous is what it is, but it's this. How stunning will that look on a hand-dyed? But I don't know what colour. I don't know what colour to do. I'd really want it to be really vibrant, I feel, so that it all stands out. And then all of this bit here, in her dress, along here, in like the mesh here, her slipper, all of that's beads. So it's just black and beads. But how stunning is that? And I'm not really into the fairy tales and Disney and that, but that I've got to do. I've got to do that one. And then there was something else, if I can find it. You just got a close-up on my head, I'm sorry. Okay, so these little things, what are they? What are they classed as? Mini sampler. Mini sampler cards and decorations. I won't do them as cards, just because a lot of cards, I throw all my Christmas cards away, and I imagine other people would do the same, and I'm not working on stitching for someone to throw it away. Then I don't even write Christmas cards, so I don't know why I worry anyway. Right, first one is Peace, Love and Joy, and it's by, I hadn't even noticed, Tiny Modernist. Oh, it's too light, you can't really see. Peace, Love, Joy. And then you've got, what is it? I'm going to go with Rudolph. Maybe I'll give him a little red nose so he can be Rudolph. A wreath, an angel. A house with a bird on it. I probably wouldn't put the bird on it. What's that? What the hell is that? Do you reckon it tells me what that is? Is it like some kind of bird? Can somebody tell me what that is? Is that a bird? Maybe I'll have to change that for something else. Because if I don't know what it is... Okay, I might have to rethink that. I'll probably put something else in its place, but I'd still be down to know what that is. Not like any bird I've seen. Oh, and then the stocking. Maybe I could put a little Santa or something. I don't know. Are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to change a designer's charts if you like say up front, I'm going to swap this picture and put something else in it? Is that allowed? Is that a copyright issue? No, I don't know what to do. Can somebody let me know if I'd be okay to switch it out, please? Because I wouldn't want to offend Cheryl at Tiny Modernist. But it's not something, like, if I don't know what it is, I don't really want to stitch it. I'd rather put something in its place, but I don't want to do it if I'm going to be infringing copyright. So please somebody let me know. Then also, how am I going to show you these? Because they're all kind of... Right, I'm going to have to show you on the main page. And hopefully you can see it. So these ones down here. Can you see those? So you've got a little Santa, the bear. I probably wouldn't do the bear. Is it a bear? What is wrong with me? I can't make out with the... Right, I wouldn't stitch that one. But I would do Santa. I'd do that one which is the cutest thing. Look, it's a little, oh, my camera's shit. It's a snowman in a jar with a little scene on it. And then that one is a little jar as well with a little Christmas tree and a reindeer. And I'd put a little red nose on for that to be Rudolph. But again, I don't know what that is. What is wrong with me? So out of this magazine, if I am able to swap out that thing at the top, I'm going to call it a bird, but I don't know what it is. If I can swap that out with something else, that'll be 1 project. And then the 2 in the jar, so that's 3, Santa, which is 4, and Cinderella, which is 5. So in one magazine, so there's another 5 starts that I need to start by this year because it's in my house, which means that I've got it. So I can't unget it because it's been delivered to my door. And everything that's in my house I want to start. But I've started kind of really thinking about what I'm going to do with that because I've started off so well and I think I'm nearly at 100. I can't be far off 100 whips now. So I started the year at 11. I'm up to, I think, about 100. And I started the year so excited to get them all done. Went through a bit of a slump at the beginning of the year. I didn't start anything new for a while. I just worked on other whips that would hold my interest. And then started going like a fiend again over summer, trying to catch up because I hadn't stitched for so long. So I was trying to catch up with all of the new starts. And at no point did I ever factor into the equation the amount of fabric that I'd have to buy, because I've bought fabric off the bolt down in my local shop. I've now just bought some 28 count, I've bought some 25 count. So 25 count will be good for a few of the other Heaven and Earth that I've got. The other 28 count I can start another Mirabilia on. But I'm running out of normal Ada to get the Christmas ornaments and the Lizzie Kates, which I said I think I've got some Rustico Ada. But it's coming up to Christmas. Christmas not far away, which I've only realised the past couple of days. Now the kids are back in school, that's kind of when I start preparing for Christmas, and I haven't started preparing yet. And it's because I've been so sidetracked with trying to buy fabric so I can get these new starts out. I don't know what to do. So I could probably get out another, on the dirty that I've started, the one already. Depending on the size, I can get maybe 15 ornaments on that. And then I've got some other fabric. But I've potentially got to find fabric for another 100, 120 starts. And I don't know if I can do it. And it's really kind of bummed me out because, as I said, I was so keen to do it. And I really kind of got my mojo, if you want to use that word. I really got my mojo going in summer. That as it started coming to the end of summer and I started running out of fabric, I started getting really deflated. And maybe that's what's been wrong with me recently, is that I've not really, even though I've been stitching every day, I've not been stitching as quick as what I normally would. And I know it's not a race, but for me, if I'm not making the kind of progress that I'd expect, I start getting in a bit of a slump. And I think part of that might be because my whole aim for this year in my cross stitch journey was to start everything that I had, and I don't know where I'm going to end up with that now, because I've literally just got to get fabric as and when I can, because it's just so expensive. And if you did it, I'm not saying it's it can be a really expensive hobby, and I'm not bitching about the price of fabric, and I'm not bitching about the price of charts, but what I'm bitching about is my kind of unrealistic expectation to start everything in my stash without having all of the required fabric. So I started off the year with only fabric that already had whip started on it. So everything, all my nearly 90 starts that I've had so far this year, I've had to buy fabric for, and I never factor that in, and that's what I'm bitching about. I'm bitching at me because I didn't think it through properly. But it's fine, because even if I only end up with another 150 another 150. Even if I only end with 150, I've made a massive dent in my starts pile, and I can just carry on next year. I can chuck a few in as and when I get fabric. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get some maybe in the Black Friday sale on So&So, because yes, they do run sales throughout, but it would have to be a good saving, I think, at this point for me to buy even more fabric. I've lost count of the amount of fabric I've bought this year. So I'm sorry if that's pissed anyone off, but do you know what? It's pissed me off more than it's pissed you off anyway, because that was what I was aiming for this year, and if I don't do it, I don't do it, and I'm going to be annoyed with myself. But on the other hand, it's not the end of the world. This is just a hobby, and it's not meant to stress us out, and I'm not going to let this stress me out. So that's enough of that. I've left my notes up there, so I'm just going to grab them really quick. I'm just going to have another sip of my tea, which has gone stone cold. Okay. Right. Next thing. So I'm doing a few challenges at the moment. I flopped at the Heaven and Earth 100 Days Stitching Challenge. I think I got to maybe day 25. And what really annoyed me is that you had to put up your starting photos at the very, very beginning of the challenge of what you were going to be working on throughout the 100 days. And then when registration closed, you couldn't work on anything else. So I only added in one project, my Gothic Cross by Bridget Ashwood. And I thought that'll just give me motivation to stitch on it throughout the 100 days. But actually it did the complete opposite. I worked on it fiercely for about the first 2.5 weeks. And then I really started slowing down. And that's when I know that it's losing my interest. And because I wish that I had put my Still Life and Street in there as well, because I think if I was able to rotate it throughout the 100 days, or even just work on one project for the first part and work on the other project for the second, I would have been able to cope with that, because I knew at some point that was going to be changing. But because I was working on Gothic Cross and I thought, I've already worked on it now, I've hit a slump already, and potentially I've got another like 75 days to go and I can't do it. So I was really happy that it gave me the push I needed to get, I think, about half a page. No, I think it might have been a page. I got a page out, I think, on Gothic Cross. I'd have to look back. And I'm just really happy that I managed to do that, because I hadn't picked that up for such a long time. But anyway, I flopped on that one. So I've been finding other challenges, because I do find they really motivate me. So as I said before, me and Stitch and Donna have got Cross Stitch Celtic League on Facebook, which you're welcome to join. Come along. We're just a group of friendly stitchers. There's only about 30 or 40 of us, I think, participating in the current challenge. But just come along, have a look at what we're doing. And if you don't want to join us, that's fine. Just come along and come and give us motivation. So the one that we're doing at the moment, that me and Donna's bright idea to motivate us, and I've now fallen behind, is Cross Stitch Bingo. So the idea behind it, bear with me as I try and explain it, because my brain is fuzzy. Cross Stitch Bingo. So you choose whether you want either easy or hard. So I chose hard. And then once you've selected your option, either Donna or me will send you a... Donna or I? Me or Donna? Donna or I? Donna or I... whatever it is, one of us will send you a cross stitch bingo card, and it's a sheet of 6, like the typical English bingo, not the American bingo, which I find out is different to our bingo. So it's 6 cards, 15 numbers on each card, numbers running from 1 to 90, and no one ticket will have multiple numbers or numbers missing. Every single one will have 1 to 90, but it'll be completely randomised across the board. They're all random tickets, so you won't have the same as somebody else on the same ticket. And the idea is, if you choose easy or you choose hard, it's based on how many stitches you're going to do. So every day, or at the beginning of the challenge, we did a random number generator, which automatically called out all 90 numbers in a random order. we screen grab that and we'll post that up at the end so you can see, and it's got the date stamped on it as well, so you can see that it was completely random. And every day we'll post up the new number for the day. So if it's 34, no, I'm not going to be able to do the maths on that. We'll go with 10. So if it's 10, if the number's 10, for easy, you stitch 5 times that number, so you would stitch 50. And for hard, you would stitch 10 times the number, so you would stitch 100. And the idea is, you don't have to get all of your stitches done in a day. So some, for the bigger numbers, for example, so the top number you can get is 90. So for hard, that would be 900. And for easy, that would be 450. If you're not able to get 900 stitches in a day, which is fair enough because I wouldn't be able to, you don't have to do it in the one day. All we ask is that you stitch every single number in order. So if the first number called was 90, you needed 900 stitches. If you get 400 done on the first day, that's fine. Just on the second day, when you finish your 500 to make it up to the 900, then you post up the photo and you say, day 1 complete, 900 stitches for number 90. And then you would move on and stitch the next number, which might be 10. And then you stitch your 100 or your 50, depending on whether you're easy or hard. Am I explaining this properly? It's not overly complicated. I think it's just the way I'm explaining it. I don't think I'm explaining it in the best way. Anyway, the idea is to motivate us to stitch, and the first person to call bingo on hard and bingo on easy wins, basically. But you know what? It's the enjoyment of stitching along with everybody, seeing what everybody does. You have to mark off your bingo cards as you go. So as you stitch each number, you would cross 90 off your ticket. And every now and again, me and Donna will put a post up and say, random checks, add your bingo cards below. And everybody can see where everybody's at, if there's anybody close that's waiting on a few numbers. I think we're only like 17 or 18 days in. So if you wanted to come and join, you still can, and you can participate now. You'd have to start from number 1, but you can catch up if you choose either easy or hard, depending on how much you stitch in a day. You can catch up to be in for the running of winning that as well. We're not doing prizes this time. We did prizes on the last one, but if we do that every time, obviously the funds are coming from me and Donna, and as much as we like to give stuff away to other stitchers, we've got to keep in mind that be realistic as well with things. So we're doing it for badges, and they're just as much fun. I've started saving all my badges now to my phone, and I can look back and say, oh, I remember doing that challenge, and it's quite nice to look back on it and see just how many stitches I did and what kind of time period I did them in as well. So I'm doing cross stitch bingo at the moment, and I'm behind. I think I'm maybe 3 or 4 days behind, which for the leader of, not the leader, what am I called? Creator? For the creator of the game, one of the creators of the game, you think that I'd be able to keep up, and I haven't. I think there's only one of us that's up to date. I think I'd have to have a look. But yeah, come and join us. It's just a bit of harmless fun. We're going to be doing something for Christmas as well in the run-up, starting from the 1st of December. So you can come along, and if it doesn't float your boat, that's fine. Keep a lookout, because there might be other challenges that we do that you would enjoy as well. Okay, so as well as that one, I'm also working on the one that's in the Ultimate Cross Stitch group, and they've got something running called Mini Millions. And the idea is, as a group of stitchers, we have to reach 1 million stitches in 3 weeks. So you get badges for different levels. So you have like, I don't know what the colours are, I'm going to get it wrong. So you'd have like copper level for 1,000, red for 2,000, blue for 3,000, and so on as it goes up to a maximum of, I think, 20,000. Which, if you did 20,000 stitches in 3 weeks, hats off to you, because I couldn't do it. And then the same again, so you post your photo as and when you complete each level. You get a badge each time. So I've got 3 badges, I think, maybe 4 at the moment. And it's only a week in, so there's still time. You can still come on over to the group, join the group, and you can still participate towards getting that stitch count up. We are kind of on track. We're, I think, a third of the way through, and we're a week in. So it'd be like hit or miss. You know, if some of the big stitchers who stitch a lot in the day, if they tail off for any reason, then it might be a bit of a struggle, and I really want to get 1 million just shows what we can do as a group of stitchers. It's really good. I think there's 120 of us participating in that. So come over, come and have a look at it and see what you think. Okay, so they're the ones that I'm doing at the moment, the challenges. Nothing else that I know of. If there's anything else out there that you think I might be interested in, though, let me know, because the challenges are really, really great for me. And it just gives me the motivation to want to stitch normally. I haven't stitched that much in the past week, but that's fine, because sometimes you can stitch more time than others. Winter's coming up, so I'll just make up for it in winter when I'm not going out in the cold. Okay, next. I'm looking at my list again. So, as I said before, it's Wednesday the 19th of September, and a week today I'm going to Scotland. Yay! Never been to Scotland before. I think I said this on my last video. Did I say I was going to Scotland? Whatever, because since then my train is booked and my plane is booked, and it's a week today that I go. So this time in a week I will be sat in Donna's house stitching with her, and I'm so excited. It's unreal, because even though we FaceTime every night, there's nothing quite like having a stitcher there with you, sat by the side of you, putting the wheel to right, stitching and bitching, as I call it, stitching and bitching, and just being able to do it with somebody there and then. And I'm so looking forward to it. But there is a but. Right, so I don't know whether I'm completely gullible or whether this is true, right? I haven't been on an aeroplane since I was 19. I'm 32 now. Never been scared of flying. I'm not scared of flying now, but I'm scared of the size of the aircraft, because I was under the impression it was going to be like a big ass plane, like what you get when you go to Ibiza or to the Canary Islands, or, you know, like your 4-5 hour flights. The massive planes that seat like, I don't know, 150 people or something. But somebody told me the other day, if I'm getting a flight from Birmingham International and it's only an hour and a quarter flight up to Glasgow, I'm going to be on a little farty plane that seats like 20 people. And that's classed as a light aircraft. And I don't know how I feel about that. And I don't know if I'm completely being, whether this person is winding me up. But the thought of being on a tiny little plane, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what I'm... It's not that I'm scared. I'm apprehensive, I think. Maybe it's because you always hear about, like, things happening to light aircrafts, but not, like, to the big-ass planes that take you abroad. Anyway, you'll find out, because I'm going to be doing a vlog of my travels up to Glasgow. So I'll start it when I'm at the train station, waiting here, which is just down the road from me. So I'll start it from there, and then I'll show you what the plane's like. And please, please, keep your fingers crossed. It's going to be a fucking big plane, because I don't know how I'd cope on a little plane. You know, like a private plane size. Like that kind of size. Like what the Prime Minister has and like what Donald Trump had. The little planes. Who knows? Well, either way, I've got to get my ass on that plane, because Donna will kill me if I don't get on it. And it's not enough time to stitch either, so maybe I'll just read for a bit. We'll see. We'll find out together what it's going to be like. Yay. Okay, so Scotland vlog. Okay, so what am I going to be working on in Scotland? Of course, there are going to be some new starts. So I've ordered the charts, I've ordered the fabric, and they're in Scotland waiting for me. I had them sent to Donna's house. There was no point in sending it here, because the idea is we're going to be starting them together. She already had the charts. She had to order some fabric in. But I've ordered the charts and I've ordered the fabric and had it sent to her house. So it's sat there waiting for me on her table to get there. That's all I've got to do. I've known it's been there for like 10 days now. And the two that we're going to be starting are Roses of Provence by Mirabilia, and another Mirabilia, obviously, Christmas in London. So both of those, I mean, Roses of Provence, just absolutely beautiful. The colours in her skirts. I think that's kind of when I started falling in love with Mirabilia's, maybe, is when I saw Teresa Little Stitcher doing hers. Because when she would do an up close on her videos, when she would do an up close photo of Roses of Provence on her skirt, it was absolutely beautiful. And that's when I started thinking, actually, there's something to these ladies. They're quite pretty. And I kind of stumbled across it again. And Donna happened to mention that she had this Roses of Provence Mirabilia. And I thought, oh, if I order it, we can start it together. Because then I've started Red with her at my house. And then if I start Roses of Provence and Christmas in London at her house, when I have them here, I feel like she's always got a part of me here as well, because I'll always remember that I started it with her, and vice versa. Hopefully she'll look at it and remember me in a good way. And it's just nice to kind of to know that you're working on things together and being able to share how you're getting on. And does anybody else do that? I know you have like Sal's. I suppose this is a Sal. Can you class it as a Sal if there's only two of us? Maybe you can. Is there anybody else out there that wants to start it with us? So Roses of Provence and Christmas in London. Absolutely beautiful charts, both of them. If you've got them and you want to start them, let us know and we can maybe create some kind of, I don't know, do a Facebook Messenger group or something, or WhatsApp group or something, and maybe we could all do it together. That would be really nice if there was a load of us doing it. Or if you've got it already and you want to pull it out as a whip, let me know. Because then it truly will be like a big Sal. If not, it'll just be a Donna and Amy Sal. That's fine. Either way is fine. So yeah, this video's crap. I think because I did like 3 videos so close together, my first, my second, my third so close together, I kind of got into like I kind of got in the in the moment. I think what the word is. Like when you get used to something and you know what to talk about and the conversation just kind of flows naturally, because at the end of the day I'm sat here and I'm talking to myself for an hour because you're not watching this as I'm recording this. And then because I had like a break from it for 3 weeks and I've been in my slump, that